Krishna. Everybody, this evening.
Haribo.
Haribo.
Haribo. Haribo. Haribo.
Prabhuji already sent the introduction about Prabhuji. You guys just read it out. So, it is Prabhu is a prominent resident monk, life coach, and international inspirational speaker based at the ISKCON Chowpatty, if you know the Bhutan temple. Why? He is widely recognized for bridging the gap between modern science and ancient Vedic scripture because he is a physics. That's the academic background and career. Before choosing the path of full-time holistic life, he achieved a highly distinguished academic record, BTech degree, graduated from prestigious IIT Bombay, master's degree, and then MSc in quantum physics from the University of Illinois Chicago. Professional work. As a researcher, professional, professor at the Baba ARC, India, and extensive IC in Chicago. Roles at ISKCON institution. As a dedicated disciple of His Holiness Ramdas Swami Maharaj, he takes on multiple spiritual and leadership responsibilities. Resident monk studies full time at ISKCON Chowpatty. Dean heads the leadership training academy at Jampur and student mentor. Directs the alumni students mentorship program at IIT Bombay, guiding young minds through academic and personal challenges. Department head manages the ISKCON Youth Services Department. That is little introduction about Prabhuji. And my interaction with Prabhuji since 2004. I to Wisconsin. Prabhuji used to live to studies. So that time he used to come to house program, our house. Used to come. So since then, See, his last yes. And the occasion, the occasion is here you have seen two standing, lifting their hands. Right? You see them, right? One person. Right? So they are called Vidai, Nityananda Prabhu, and Gauranga. So we have installed, invited, welcomed in 2005, June 2000.
Hari Bol.
Only 21 years. Okay. So it's the 21st to welcome. I wanted to do that 25th only. Someone it happened. So, maybe in the history should go and in the both of them. Yeah. So they were till today, not we must say, and so first to something about art. Nowadays, I'm speaking Bhagavad Gita, right? Based on published Gita Sutras. And it is not there I'm speaking. Whatever the good thing I speak in recent times, that is from this book, whatever I speak, that is from me. So, how much ever I tell about that book is such a wonderful book. Intellectual study. I have not seen such an intellectual level of study. If you are interested, please take that book. It's a lot of attention. You cannot just read like that. You have to each and every sentence makes you know sutras, 18 sutras. So, earlier I was more Prabhu, but after reading that I don't. I don't know. Such a wonderful book. I have two books. One, I'm so lazy. Sometimes research on the book. And probably now he has extended it. I have requested him to write anything more. I've heard of I asked him, can you write something else? He said, I have extended this. Get a little more. So I'm going to get two more copies of them. I'm ready. As soon as I get out of the market, I'm ready. So here, Bhagavatam, whatever speaks from here. And it is very scientific. I'm overwhelmed with following those kind words. His family has always been kind to me. It's 20 years. I'm just one year short of Gaurnitai uh, connection. And whenever they are, they spread such affection to devotees that here in this world, sister, that wherever Krishna Balaram used to go, the bumblebees used to surround, like the devotees surround this devotees.
Hari Bol.
Because they are all about giving. Yes.
give, and that quality they got from the Shiksha Guru, Vibhavishur, his personification of giving. Yes, come here. Give it a chance. I'm like a small little speck of dust compared to Vibhavishur Guru and all his family. So I get inspiration when I come here, seeing their job. So I take a chance to come. Also, Prabhuji keeps in touch very often, asks me some questions, asks me about this book. And I don't want to speak much about the book.
Tell a little bit about God. So we want to hear from Prabhupada.
This was during COVID. We were all mocked. We could not go out. So then I thought, if we cannot go out, then go in. Bhagavad Gita was always a mystery to me. When I read Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is, it was wonderful revelation of such sweetness that Prabhupada gives about Krishna and how the whole purpose of life is to connect to Krishna, give up all the other manufactured engagements. Prabhupada in Bhagavatam, one place he says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya means to give up all your manufactured engagements. We are manufactured, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. But nothing else is more important than connecting to Krishna. So, but I wanted to, I did Bhakti Shastri, but it was not enough for me because it was not yet fully in my grasp what this book, what Bhagavad Gita is all about, and how can I share with the world? Because I was traveling already west, and a lot of youth I was coming in touch. How can we make Bhagavad Gita into a very interesting uh, and in a way that it is applicable? So made into acronyms, made into first metaphors. Each, like recently somebody asked, can you give me an example that metaphor क्या हो? So just top of my mind, I thought of, please forgive me if that metaphor hurts you. I gave an example that you was iron box in front of me. I was going for a corporate program, so that iron box was in front of me. So I said, look at this iron box. I said, women are like the iron box. गर्म होने को टाइम लगता है, लेकिन गर्म होने के बाद अगर ठीक से नहीं डील किया तो जला दे। डील किया, then they will make a very clean job. Said, अच्छा अभी समझ में आया वुमेन क्या होता है. Because a brahmachari, I was giving a very strong example to a new brahmachari. So this is a metaphor. Women and iron box have nothing to do with each other. But you take some quality from the iron box and try to connect. So same way, a theater example, a stock exchange example, a factory example, we take the metaphors and we try to explain the Bhagavad. So we understand the Bhagavad Gita in ways that people are usually used. So that was my attempt, and taking all the Acharya's purports and taking modern thinkers' understanding about the Bhagavad. This time of the year is special for the devotees of Jagannath. That recently Lord Jagannath took a path publicly, Snan Yatra. I don't know if you did in this community, Snan Yatra. And in this Snan Yatra was the appearance of Lord Jagannath. And the Lord is bathed, whenever the Lord appears, the Lord is bathed with different kinds of abhishek. That's why when Krishna came out of the prison cell, all the clouds, they felt, no, that we are so privileged that we are the first ones who are getting this opportunity to do Abhishek on Lord Krishna. And therefore the clouds, with tears of gratitude that Krishna has taken our color, Ganashyam, Krishna's normal name is, that is, his, his complexion is like that of a dark rain cloud. Now, rain season is there, so we can see in Bombay it's pouring like hell. So much so that the subway system, everything is blocked. So you can see how dense the cloud is, how dark the cloud is. But also another meaning of Ghanshyam is that it is so much loaded, Lord Krishna is so much loaded with compassion that he is showering his mercy on all the conditioned souls. And in today's little Katha, from the 15th chapter of 10th canto, where Krishna is going with his covered voice back to the forest after 1 year. Because for 1 year, Krishna was going to the forest, but he was not going with his covered voice. Why? Lila, Aghasur pastime had happened, and then all the Goparas, they were taken by Brahma. So after 1 year, when all the cowherd boys are together with Krishna, Krishna wanted to really inspire them, enlighten them. The एक साल का gap हो गया when the devotees were not with the Lord. And when the devotee is not with the Lord, the devotee feels severe hankering and uh, eagerness that when can I be with you? That's why this time of the year, during Jagannath's pastimes, is called as Anavasara. అవసర తెలుగులో ఉంటారు కదా అవసరం అంటే మనం నెగిటివ్ గా మనకి అవసరం ఉంది కాబట్టి వాడుకుంటాం. So avasara means an opportunity and anavasara means opportunity. No opportunity for what? For darshan or for because there is no darshan there, therefore there is no prasad, no opportunity for prasad. In Jagannath Ashtakam, we understand Shankaracharya saying Seva Avasara. The devotee wants the Lord darshan because the devotee wants to serve the Lord. We don't want to just see the Lord and feel happy. We want to see the Lord so that we can serve Him. Therefore, in that verse, the Shankaracharya writes that O Jagannath Swami, Jagannath Ashtakam, Nayana Jagannatha Swami, Nayana Tatpatanapi Bhavati. O Lord, please come into my vision. Why? Because I want to serve you. Seva Avashya. And all the coward boys, they did serve Krishna for 1 year. They were in slumber. So therefore, they were eager to be with Krishna, but eager to be with Krishna not because Krishna will entertain them. Krishna does entertain his devotees, but they wanted to be with Krishna so that they could serve Krishna. They could be in the association of Krishna. So Krishna, he understood that this 1 year my devotees were not with me. So they are moodiness. They're filled with a lot of gloom. And I want to remove that gloom from their hearts. And how do you remove somebody's gloominess? if they are down, if their spirits are down, how do you inspire them? By going on a picnic, by going on a outing, and an outing where there is wonderful prasad. Outing without prasad, no one will come. So we are going on a trek, and once we come back, there will be prasad. So devotees will come where? Not to the trek, to the after the trek, or prasad. So Krishna wanted to take all the covered boys to Talavan because Tala fruits were the most juiciest and wonderful fruits that were there. And I'm not going to discuss the whole Renugas or other Leela. But the beginning of this pastime has a wonderful connection with deity worship, and in which I wanted to focus on. Satatra the primeval lords saw that the stately trees, with their beautiful reddish birds and their heavy burden of fruits and flowers, were bending down to touch his feet with the tips of their branches. Thus he smiled gently and addressed his elder brother. The words last Mayan Iva indicated Lord Krishna was in a joking mood. He knew the trees were actually going down to worship him, but in following words, the Lord, speaking in a friendly, light-hearted mood, gives the credit to his brother Balaram. So Krishna Balaram, they were also not together for a year. Of course, sorry, Krishna Balaram were together, but they didn't go out with all the gopas for a year. And when Krishna chooses to go to Talavan, except that one devotee in Bombay recently, it celebrated their fifth anniversary. And this devotee is very meager in his earnings. Hardly has a small little 100 square feet room, but he has amazing devotion for his deities. And he has a small little Laddu Gopalji, but not small, quite big enough. And he calls his deity as Mukunda. That doesn't want to just call Laddu Gopal. He wanted to have a special name for his deity. So he calls him Mukunda. And for Mukunda, he wants to do in his 100 square feet home, no, 20 to 30 square feet is for Mukunda. And once we had gone to his home, so next to his altar, no, he wanted to really, he doesn't have a very wooden altar or anything, just a plain table. So he wrote all the forest names of Vrindavan on a sheet of paper. ऐसा चिट लगा के रख दिया वृंदावन तालवन मधुबन वेदवन all different devotees can come ahead. I'm not Agasur. Agasur is dead according to this past. So the devotee wrote all the list of forests. So one of the brahmacharis asked him, "This क्यों लगा है?" So this devotee said, "I know Mukunda likes to go to forest. He doesn't like to remain in home. घर पे नहीं रहना है कृष्ण को. Krishna likes to go to the forest. That's why Mother Yashoda, she was scared because Krishna was so friendly with the monkeys and sometimes used to tell mother, if you don't feed me, I'll go with my friends, Bandar. And Mother Yashoda also used to call Krishna sometimes as Bandar Bandhu, the friend of the monkey. So that day, when Krishna went out, know, uh, running all around, so Mother Yashoda was really scared whether he go run into the forest. So she bound him. So Krishna likes to go to different forests in Vrindavan. So knowing what Krishna loves, what pleases Krishna, so this devotee wrote a list that I cannot take you to different forests. So at least I can write different names next to you. And then he talks to his deities that Krishna, which forest you want to go today? Vrindavan, you want to go to Velvan, you want to go to. And with that small little paper, like he kind of is creating Vrindavan right in his that 100 square feet house. That's why to connect with Krishna, you don't need opposites. You need affection. You need a heart that really wants to please Krishna. And when that heart is there, then whether it's a 1500 square feet house or a 100 square feet house, the Lord is can see that this is Vrindavan. But when that affection is not there, then the Lord does not want to stay there. This pastime in Dwarka. Anybody been to Dapur? Ranchod. So the Lord made is worshipped as Ranachod. That वो भगवान should I speak in Hindi, English, Telugu, or all three? Not Hindi, na? Hindi, English. Okay. Not Telugu. इसका लोगों को तेलुगु नहीं आता है इधर काफी लोग हैं। कितने लोगों को हिंदी नहीं आता है इधर
Completely.
to understand
To understand
understand you can understand
English and Hindi. Excellent.
Hindi English where was Ranchod मंदिर में ऐसा भावना है कि भगवान जो है छोड़ के जब जा रहे थे कौन सा रन not the Kurukshetra run because in Kurukshetra run Krishna told Arjuna not to leave the battle. He said you have to stay in the battle and fight. But then there was another battle between Kala Yavan and Jarasandha, where he leaves the battle and he starts to go. Why he was going? Because Rukmini had sent a letter. Rukmini was eager to get married and Shishupal was trying to capture her. So therefore, he is not worried about मेरा नाम का क्या होगा. That even if gopis and the whole world calls me chore, I will go and steal because the gopis have prepared this butter with so much love. Same way, Rukmini is eagerly waiting for me and she's about to send a letter. And if I keep fighting here, then Dwarka will not manifest. And if Dwarka doesn't manifest, then it will be difficult for me to take Rukmini to a safe place. One of the things that Krishna tells Rukmini is that मैं इधर घर के आइलैंड में बैठा हूँ. That why did you marry Rukmini? So Krishna was teasing. And Krishna tells Rukmini that why did you marry me? She gives many reasons. He says that in fear I have come and sat in this Dwarka. Fear of all the things. And then Rukmini also she removes all these accusations or doubts that somebody may have about Krishna. And then she says, "You did not run away out of fear, and you did not make this Dwarka out of fear. You made Dwarka to show that how much, what extent I can go, that I can create an entire safe space for protection of my devotees. Otherwise, all the different kings were attacking, all the Mathura Vasis were in anxiety, and therefore, to show the love of for his devotees, you made this Dwarka, not out of fear. So Krishna is known as Ranachod. He leaves the battle for love, although he told Arjuna not to leave the battle. And that Krishna, that Ranachod Rai, that deity that is there now, that came from Dwarka. The Lord, when he was in Dwarka, he manifested as Dwarkadish. He was worshipped as Dwarka. And there was one devotee called as Bodhana, who was going every year to take darshan of Dwarkadish. And as he was getting old, he could not go to Dwarka. And with great difficulty he was coming. So one particular year, the Lord said, "You're coming from Bodhana was from Dapur area, which is in Gujarat. Gujarat, not Gujarat, and Dwarka is in West Gujarat, so quite far. So the Lord told, "You don't come, I only want to come with you." Then the Lord told why he wants to come with him. Because the pujaris here have become so money minded that they are seeing me as an object of making money. Therefore, I am not happy here. And because of that greed, there is lot of fight here. झगड़े होते हैं क्योंकि जहाँ पे धन की बात आ गई, the siblings, brother, sister, they are very nice till the inheritance discussion starts. Once the inheritance discussion starts, किसको कितना मिलना चाहिए, then there is lot of no inner no enmity, or sometimes it becomes vocal. So the Lord did not want to stay where the devotees were fighting, where the devotees were selfish. तो वैसे रन जहाँ पे वो अभी रन नहीं बन गया, वो एक रन में बन गया, वो जगह को भगवान छोड़ना चाहते। वन रन छोड़ मीन्स वो रुक्मिणी के लिए उन्होंने छोड़ा for love, and when there is no love, and when there is fighting among the devotees, among the family members, the Lord is also not happy to stay there. Therefore, he left that place and he came with Bodhana. So, if you want to really see the original Dwarkadish, you have to should not go to Dwarka, but you should go to Dapur. And to go to Dapur, then you will see the Lord. And there they sing. Yes. मंदिर में कौन छे राजा रणछोड़ छे. Yes. मंदिर में कौन है? That Lord who is asking us, give up this fighting mentality, this petty mentality. मामा का पांडव, ये मेरा है, तुम्हारा है. In such place, the Lord does not want to come, and he went with Bodhana. Of course, long story, बहुत कुछ हुआ है उनके साथ. But this is how the deities reciprocate. That the deities are very eager when there is affection and love, and they are, but when we treat them as Gauranga is saying, as karma purifying machines, ये जैसा होता है ना pure sanitizing agent. So this is karma sanitizing agents. These two. So when we treat like that, then the Lord is not really happy. But when we really want to have a relationship or want to please them, then they are very happy. And the proof that God and I are smiling is that this family has been worshipping them, taking them wherever they go. Uh, this one is Raghunath Maharaj. There is one anecdote about him that one of our brahmacharis, Nityanand Prabhu's mother, staying in Srirangam, is she had deities of Jagannath Baladev. And they were, and once Maharaj was only given to give these deities. So once when Maharaj had met Nityanand Prabhu's mother, so she told in Tamil, which was translated to Maharaj, Maharaj, thank you very much for giving me these deities, giving me Jagannath Baladev. I read to their home in Srirangam, and she is so personal with her deities that now Jagannath is free and he took home and Jagannath and they needed to sleep. It was very personal what how she was serving the deity. So she told Maharaj, Maharaj, thank you very much for giving me Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. Because of them, now my life has so much purpose. Every day I'm busy. So then Maharaj said, I did not give you Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. I gave you Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. आपको भगवान को नहीं दिया है। मैंने भगवान को आपको अर्पण किया है। I have offered you Jagannath Baldev. So when Prabhuji was saying that they come wherever we go, better is to think we go wherever they go. वो लोग जो कहते हैं किधर फिलाडेल्फिया में चलो so they and UK and then again London फिर से जाते हो so this is how a devotee feels that Lord is not following us we are following the Lord. Right? They want to go and then they make some excuse physical excuse which we think is happening. Like Prabhupada in one of the places, he gives this example that the bull has a nose around it, in its nose. And when the nose is there around the bull's nose, the bull is controlled by the nose. And the bull is, if you want to go to right, you pull it right. If you want to go it left, you pull it left. If you want to stop it, you pull both. If you want to make it go, it goes. But then Bhagavatam brilliantly and Prabhupada brilliantly explain that how does the bull think? The bull thinks that I want to go right. It doesn't know the effect that the nose, and because of it, it's feeling like going. It thinks I want to go to the right, and therefore I'm taking the bullock cart owner and the bullock cart to the right. I want to go fast, therefore I'm going. So Prabhupada mentioned that many times conditioned souls, no, we think that we are doing, but we are not doing. Either the modes for conditioned souls or the devotee is the one who is actually doing. But externally, it will feel like the bull feels that I am taking right, I am taking left. Externally, we may feel no, I am taking the call. But it is the Lord who is taking the call. And one last story which I heard yesterday before I take what is the significance of this section which the DQ is that in ISKCON Chowpatty, Bombay, we have Shri Radha Govinda Dalita Vishwanath. We have Gaur and there was one more space left. When Govinda had come, there was one more space left. And there was quite a discussion कि यहाँ पे कौन होना चाहिए. And many of our seniors, they suggested that typical ISKCON standard is Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. The deities on the right side is Jagannath Baldeshwara, on the left is uh, Govinda. And one of our very prominent devotees, Srinathji Prabhu, he said, Maharaj, here this is all Gujarati area. South Bombay is a lot of Gujarati area. Where in Bombay, it's very easy to find restaurants without onion dal. Almost every restaurant is without onion dal. And 90% of the restaurants in Bombay are vegetarian, total vegetarian, green dot. That has become a difficulty for us to stop devotees not to go everywhere. When Govindas, when only Govindas serves without onion garlic, then everybody comes there. But then devotees come to us and say, Prabhu, we went to Cream Center. Food is good, better there. So Srinathji Prabhu, he said there are a lot of Gujaratis here. They will not relate to Jagannath. We should have Srinathji. They sort of Govardhan here. And because Srinathji Prabhu is such a uh, senior that in fact he almost took initiation from Prabhupada. Prabhupada left the body, but otherwise he had a very close bonding with Srila Prabhupada. So, and it was his father who arranged all the visas in those times for all the Western devotees, especially Jayapata Swami Maharaj and um, who else? It was Bhavan Prabhu, Brahmananda Prabhu, Giriraj Maharaj, all the visas so that they can stay in India. At that time, there was quite a position from the government that we should not let Krishna consciousness, all this dharanic, because the mindset was that because of religion, India has become backward. And therefore, after independence, we will not have religion, any significance to the religion. So, minimize all religion, all spiritual activities. So, that time when Prabhupada came with all his Western disciples, it was such a movement that everybody was inspired to take to Krishna consciousness. So government was severely trying to oppose. And more so, government was heavily under the influence of Russia. Even till now, we think Russia is our friend. Russia is our friend because Russia is controlling through communism, through kind of say leftist to education economics. So they were trying to remove America because Russia and America are enemies. Capitalism, communism. So they were not allowing American devotees to come into India because then Russia's influence will go down when Americans are seen. So that time Srinathji Prabhu's father was the one who was helping. So when he suggested Srinathji, then so Srinathji was brought by Srinathji Prabhu. And when they were installed on the altar, and the whole mindset was that a lot of Gujaratis will come to take darshan of Srinathji because Gaur we many times introduce Gaur as Krishna Balaram. That is the Krishna Balaram who have come in this Kali Yuga to inaugurate the Sankirtan movement of chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. So lot of Gujaratis will come. That was the thought. But lot of Havelis are already there in South Bombay. Lot of Gujarati were worshipping Srinathji in different places. So not many Gujaratis were coming, which was the idea. One old man, old Gujarati was used to come, and then he used to criticize. तो हवेली के लिए सब worship नहीं करते. Because in Haveli, what they do is they treat Krishna as a
Son, child, yes.
is that Krishna is a small child, therefore the worship should be according to that. So there you, if you see if you go to Haveli, no, they very sweetly they will worship Krishna with lot of khilona, lot of toys are there. They put makhan, they
Mhm.
put water faucet, and because we are in the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu no, exactly those kinds of course, some festivals we may do special darshan, but not every day. So we used to come and point out, because ISKCON में तो हम पगड़ी लगाते हैं ना भगवान. But in Srinathji has a different type of pagड़ी. So you used to find all types of faults. कि आप श्रीनाथ जी को रखे हैं लेकिन ये वर्शिप आप ठीक करने हैं सर महाराज के पास महाराज they're saying that like right now Jagannath worship as such a that they are the pandas there. No, they are saying if you have Jagannath, then you can only do Rath Yatra during those 10 days. You cannot do Jagannath Rath Yatra. Then they came up with another thing that you cannot take Mahaprasad on the dining table. You have to sit down and take Mahaprasad. Now recently it is being discussed in the ICC is called forum, the leaders forum. They have sent another letter to ISKCON. They said saying that Rath Yatra should happen only on the wooden Rath.
Mhm.
You cannot do on
Higher
Rath. Steel Rath is a metal Rath में क्या कर रहे हैं? So that is not yet accepted because कहाँ से वोल्ट का बनाएंगे? Most of us have done modified trucks into Raths. So they have their insistence that if you worship Jagannath, you should worship in that. And that is their vow, which is because they worship Jagannath in certain ways, that that's what they want. So this devotee was this devotee follower Mushtima, he was insisting. So Maharaj was asked, Radha Maharaj was asked, कि ये जो श्रीनाथ जी है ये कौन है? वो नाथद्वारा वाले श्रीनाथ जी है कौन है? Then Maharaj said, no, this is not Nathdwara Srinathji. This is Govardhan Gopal. This is not the lifter of Govardhan. And that boy who came to give darshan to Madhavendra Puri, he is that Gopal. So don't call him Srinathji. Call him Gopal, Sri Gopal. So the name was changed and then that person stopped coming. Later, a lot of devotees, Gujarati devotees, got connected. But then there is always what type of worship should be done to the deities, but it is not about the externals. If we see that when Krishna Balaram was coming, were taking all their friends to the forest to give them a very pleasurable experience. That service mood that the Gopas had, that service mode that Krishna Balaram had, is what is pleasing. And it is explained that Krishna was allowed to go into the forest officially only after he crossed age of 5. Now, no, we will not dare to send anyone, any small kid, 6 years old, okay, jungle mein jao. But Krishna showed such a maturity in dealing with cows and dealing with calves that the Brajavasis, Upananda, Nanda, they felt confident that Krishna can take care of even cows. Of course, Yashodamai was very much concerned. जंगल में कांटे होंगे, all that story is there. All the cows removed all the horns. So Krishna, when he was age of 6, he is allowed to go to the forest. And he takes all the covered boys. He walks towards Talwar. And because Krishna goes just like that devotee selects where Krishna you should go or you want to go different forest. So all these forests that are in Vrindavan, whole forest, they don't get darshan of Krishna every day. It's how many 84 crores we say?
Yes.
84 acres, right? 84 acres or not acres, but maybe some denomination. That it's that huge area. So Krishna definitely doesn't go to every forest every day. But whenever Krishna goes to the forest, he gives such pleasure to those trees that that tree is in trance for the till Krishna comes next time. कि अगली बार तक उसको पता ही नहीं चलता है कि कृष्णा आके चले गए और फिर वो 4-5 महीने के बाद आए. So for the tree, it's as if Krishna is there coming every day. Although Krishna comes only once in a while, the ecstasy of the tree in its absorption is so much that the tree feels Krishna is coming every day here only. That gratitude. So, in that gratitude, that how merciful is Krishna, that Krishna is coming daily to us. The out of gratitude, the trees they invite Krishna to the forest. And in that section, that if Krishna has to be pleased, then how where does Krishna likes to come? Where does Krishna likes to stay? He is being mentioned here. So Krishna, so this please, if somebody has to invite you into a place, that place should be having a very good fragrance. If the place is like when you go to Tank Bund, you know, I don't know how it is now, but when I was a child, ये- अभी क्यों ऐसी है ना? ये तो पर में बांद्रा बैंड्रा है और बॉम्बे हैदराबाद में टैंक बंड है. Steamy. So you will not want to do your how like any party, any festival there, tank bund. Of course, Hyderabad doesn't have any other place, so people meet there only. So if the so what? So when as Krishna is coming, the trees, it said that the trees they make the entire forest very fragrant. And the Vishwanath Chakravarti Tagore, he says the arti that we do to Krishna is like the trees welcoming Krishna Balram into their forest. Just like we welcome Krishna Gaurnita into our homes, or we you know, worship them, we please them by doing arti. And what the first thing we do in arti? It's nice. And what does dhoof do? It brings fragrance. And that fragrance, no, is should be pleasing. And fragrance is not just from the dhoof, but but by the kind of living and word that we speak when we are in the home. That also creates a fragrance. So the trees of Vrindavan, they create that beautiful fragrance to invite Kusumankaram. That the forest was rich with flowers and they Shatapatra Gandhina, they using the wind, they spread the fragrance all over. And also Mother Yashoda's, you know, concern was there that Krishna may step on the thorn or step on a stone or so the place also has to be well lighted. So how do the trees of Vrindavan light the whole place? It's said that they all, you know about one of the scientific aspects of the tree is that the tree grows in such a way that each leaf of the tree, especially in its initial stages, can access the sunlight. It's called as Fibonacci numbers. That one, two, first there will be one leaf, then will be two leaves, then 1 plus 2 is 3 leaves, then 1 plus 2 plus 3 is, sorry, last two numbers, 2 plus 3 is 5 leaves, then last two numbers, 3 plus 5 is 8 leaves. So the way the tree grows is in this sequence, Fibonacci numbers. So each leaf can access the tree, the sunlight, and they also grow to access the sunlight more and more. They're eager for the sunlight. So all the leaves in on the trees, they all orient themselves such a way that the sunlight falls on the tip of the leaf. And when the sunlight falls on the tip of the leaf, it appears that hundreds of lamps are lit in the forest. So the whole forest becomes lighted up, and which is mentioned here as Aruna Pallavam. Yeah. Satatta Tatraruna Pallava Shriya. So Aruna is the rays of sun, and the tips in Pada Pankaja Palasa Vilasa. So the tips are lighted, which is what we do as Deepa. When we offer lamp, the, we are imitating the way that leaves in Vrindavan. Therefore, when we offer lamp, we either offer one lamp, three lamp, or
5.
eight lamp in that sequence. Because they are leaves in Vrindavan which are lighted up, which are lighting up the forest to invite Krishna. That this is not a dangerous place, because just now all the gopas, they had been to the mouth of Agasa, which was very dark. Initially they were happy, but then they all became unconscious. So Krishna Chakravarti Thakur writes that all of them had this trauma of a dark place. So understanding that all the trees, they light up the forest. Although they were dense, they light up the forest so that the gopas don't have any fear and they are invited. Because we usually, if something is dark, we don't know what's there. So that's the next aspect of uh, this. And next is that what I want to put in this is water. Right? We offer water, which is also mentioned here that all the rivers and all the streams there, they are the breeze of Vrindavan is bringing all that mist into the place to make it very कि अगर कोई place is fragrant, place is lighted, but if place is hot, we were recently just coming out of summer, अगर कोई जगह जगह में AC नहीं है, so they were making the whole forest air conditioned. The mist was being carried by the breeze, so that the whole place becomes very cooling. Therefore, one of the names that is mentioned of Krishna as Madhav. That as soon as Krishna comes, the spring season comes, because the breeze of Vrindavan brings the waters of Yamuna, the vapors of Yamuna, droplets, and it cools the entire place. And next is that all these Gopas, they are not happy with, or they want to dress Krishna themselves. Mother Yashoda addressed Krishna, but they also are eager to offer their of their. So they, all the Gopas, they say Mother Yashoda ने सब no बहुत heavy चीजें लगाया है, all ornaments and all that. We want to make you Vanamali. We want to make you a covered, a forest dwelling one. Then Krishna agrees. And mystically, every Gopa becomes a pujari. अगर सोचिए गौर नेता है, if 10 people start to dress गौर नेता है, what will happen? Yes. But Krishna is so mystical that each Gopa had exclusive right to dress Krishna, and other Gopas had exclusive right to dress Krishna. मतलब every Gopa felt Krishna is being dressed only by me. So they each one took out their cloth to have Krishna put the pagadi. They brought their own, flowers and put on Krishna. And for the entire day, whichever pagadi that particular Gopa dressed Krishna, that Gopa saw Krishna in that pagadi. Is it humanly possible? कोई कर सकता है ऐसा? माँ बोलेगी ऐसा कपड़ा पहन, पत्नी बोलेगी ऐसा कपड़ा पहन, बोलेंगे पापा दिस इज ओल्ड फैशन. अब कौन ऐसा पहन के जाता है पार्टी में? क्या करेंगे? तीनों पहनेंगे. We cannot please, but Krishna Balaram, they have this capacity because they are Yogeshwar, they are master of all mystic potencies. Therefore, they could allow every devotee to dress them. And they could, just like they reciprocated with each gopi and dance with each gopi. It seemed that in the forest, that for somebody like Narada Muni or Brahma, it may seem that there are जितने गोपा है उतने कृष्ण है. But for each one, it was their Krishna was there, was dancing with them, was with them. So this is cloth, offering of cloth. And of course the flowers is anyway there on the pagadi and as a mark of welcome. And all this, and if you feed, give all this, but don't give good prasad. What's the use? Like, and somebody there is a welcome, no, you put sand, you put that. तो क्या बोलते हैं? पनीर. You put that paneer, but inside you go, oh, okay. So they also understood that if we want to please Krishna, अच्छा प्रसाद नहीं आएगा. So I have license to go on. What I wanted to discuss today, I wanted to speak on 7 principles, 8 first and 5 pitfalls in DT worship.
No prasad. No.
That's you. आप प्रसाद शायद का क्या है? So the forest of Vrindavan is welcoming Krishna, and all these trees, it said that they are all going down at the feet of Krishna. Prena, Padayos Krishna. They are not saying that फल है तोड़ लो. They are not saying that okay, the fruits are there, you can pluck. They are all going down. All the flowers and fruits are going down so that Krishna could easily have the fruits, all the Gopas could have the fruits. Because in this story, in the Talavan, the Dhenukasur, he was keeping all the fruits at the top, not allowing Krishna to have. So before Krishna went to that section, he in this section, in the initial uh, sur- surroundings of Vrindavan, of Talavan, all these trees are going down and offering their fruits to Krishna. Their fruits to big. And Krishna in the forest, he loved to eat all these fruits, which is Naivedya. So, along with the Arati, we do Naivedya to Krishna to please him. And then the air that is flowing is Chaman, which here is mentioned as in the Vrindavanam Punyam Ativa Shakti. Most devotees think that Chamara is for air. Chamara is not for air. Chamara is for purifying the place. It is for removing insects and inauspicious. So therefore, uh, when you do Chamara, you do it very slow. So that every space in the ether is covered. Chamara is supposed to be done very slow. So every place, every aspect is purified. And then the wind is what is the Vyajana, the peacocks. So the peacocks are dancing for Krishna. That is one. And accompanied by with that is the breeze of Vrindavan that is flowing there is also creating that breeze. So when we do Vyajana, we are supposed to do fast so that breeze comes. Usually Vyajana, peacock fan, वो जब करते हैं ना, it's quite obstructive. It obstructs the air, so you can't do fast. There is opposition, so you do very slow. But it's the reverse. You're supposed to. And and the and the all the peacocks, all the birds, they are playing, they are singing, which is kirtan. And Krishna Balaram, they themselves announce when they are going into Vrindavan with the before they enter, which is the conch. So this entire Arti procedure, Praviti procedure, like Krishna Chakravarti, he says this is how Krishna, along with his covered boys, to inspire them. He is taking all of them into the forest, and the Arti ceremony is inviting Krishna either into the forest or from the forest, or especially into our hearts, into our homes. Therefore, often, if you see Vrindavan, the pujari, who does the arti, he will not move, he will not change position. एक ही जगह पे खड़ा रहेगा, like a tree, because it is manifestation of the trees offering, and only the shaka move, the hands move. अलग अलग चीज होते हैं. Sometimes I see devotees are dancing where doing arti. कर रहा है, कभी उधर कर रहा है, कभी इधर कर रहा है. But the mood is that of like a tree, but you are elegantly like the branches move and inviting Krishna. So this may be a sweet meditation when you do Aarti in your homes or when we do Aarti here. I wanted to share that everything that we do that Srila Prabhupada has given us is not something that is of a vidhi or a regulation, but it is the experience of spiritual world given as a regulation, as a discipline. But as we keep practicing, as we keep doing this, we understand, we become aware that everything that I was doing were actually the activities of the spiritual world, chanting, dancing, serving, but we are not aware that these were activities. But when we do this, when we do serve Krishna, especially in the form of deity, there are some principles which we should follow. And now that I don't see any prasad coming, I will start. I don't want to say this, but as Maharaj says, now the actual class that I wanted to give was spontaneous. So the first principle in deity worship is gravity. That the opportunity that we have got is not something cheap. That for a conditioned soul, surveying his mind and body, and to show different, you know, child is getting hungry. It's not rare. Therefore, when we do in most temples, there is Manas Puja. We prepare our mind before we serve. So one of the shlokas is that Manas Puja, that we chant. The meaning of that is that I have been wandering in the 14 planets, serving so many masters, so many places. But now by the causeless mercy of my spiritual master, I have got this opportunity to serve him and through him serve the deities. So that gravity, that of the fortune, the privilege that we have got, just like the trees here, it's said that the trees are so grateful that Krishna has chosen to come. He had so many options, but he has chosen to come to our forest. So that way, we should have this gratitude. Krishna, Shri Gaurnitai, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Pradhu Gopal, they have chosen to come. They don't need to be. And that, like the story of Bodhana, Krishna doesn't like, he goes. So gravity has to be maintained. We cannot be very casual with the deities, with the with the process. That to be very grave. Grave doesn't mean we are not jolly, but we have that understanding. So there are times, sometimes it happens that as we are doing the seva of the uh, Thakurji, we are also watching cricket match. Sometimes some homes I see that वो बाहर आया बाथरूम से और जो टवल में बाथरूम से बाहर आया और वही बनियान में भगवान के पास सामने आ गया and he's kind of doing some aarti and also watching some cricket match or talking to his child or doing that. That's not the proper way. Because you're not grey, you're not understanding. कि किसके साथ है आप? अगर आप सोचिए प्राइम मिनिस्टर के साथ है, did you give attention to anyone else? No. If your somebody is near one is there and the main doctor has come, will you talk to someone else? No. So the gravity should be there. So along with gravity, the second principle in deity worship, or we are already dealing with Krishna, is safety. So the deity safety is of the utmost importance in serving them. For our Kalakari, we cannot put them into risk. But artistic things, we should not risk the altar or them because their safety, right? All these are based on lot of anecdotes and stories that happened in Chobati, Balagovinda. I don't know how much time we have to share all the stories. So I'm sharing. I'll share few, not all. Sometimes we use pins to dress the Lord. So you should be extremely careful that just for my pagdi to come very nicely, I cannot risk the law to be pricked. And so therefore, safety is more important than any kind of crafty. Craftness is not safety. If you compromise, then you are not compromising deity worship. So that's a very important principle. So first is gravity, second is safety. Third principle in deity worship is punctuality. That we are very disciplined in worshiping them. That whatever we know kind of decide by a routine, the Lord is happy to follow, but then we should not make keep making the Lord आज कब खिलाएंगे मुझे आज कब खिलाएंगे. It should be disciplined. Prabhupada only mentions two, which actually cover everything. Prabhupada mentioned deity worship means two things: punctuality and cleanliness. So punctuality is a very important thing that when we take care of it is beauty. What is what? Worship the Lord in the most beautiful way possible. And also come in front of the Lord in the most beautiful way possible. अरे दाढ़ी बढ़ गया या कुछ भी पुराना जैसे गमछे पे आगे. No. When you are presenting yourself in front of the Lord, you should be very presentable. One of our Punjabis in Krishna Valana, when he goes to dress Krishna Valana, he puts scent and goes. और कभी सेंट नहीं लग जाए. लेकिन जब कृष्ण बलराम के पास जाते हैं, when he puts most expensive nice scent and goes. So you, अरे Krishna should be happy to have me, otherwise he is smelling my body is sweat, and which is not right. So beauty, that dress them beautifully and also present yourself beautifully. Fifth is, of course, I try to make everything ST. No? So it's called Giti. Giti means joy. Grateful. Be joyous. भगवान के सामने जाते हैं तो उदास मुख में मत जाओ. अरे अभी भूख लगाना पड़ेगा. ये भूख लग रहा है. So don't go into the Lord in kind of pressure. Go in front of Him in joyous. So in Gopinath, in any temple, it said that when you entering the altar, you make a loud exclamation, Jai Shri Shri Radha Gopinath. And that you are joyously, exuberantly, glorifying them and entering into the altar. So, like that, you have to be joyful when you perform worship. Even when you chant, sometimes devotees chant in such anxiety that बाकी लोग लगता है जब क्यों कर रहे हैं इतना टेंशन में. इतना मुश्किल में करता है कोई. Some people is constipated. एक हमारे डिवोटी था, जब कर रहा था और ट्रेन में कर रहा था. इतना नींद आ रहा था. ट्रेन चैंटिंग very difficult. Whole day will pass, your 16 hours will not pass. So he was जबकि मार रहा था. any मराठी, तो मराठी बोलते हैं जपले या झोपले. स्लीप. या तो जपा करो या
तो जाओ.
So do it joyfully when you perform, when you chant, when you happy. Sixth thing what Prabhupada mentions cleanliness, or here I put as purity. That ensure your clothes, your mind, your house, the whole place is purified, is pure. As pure, then Krishna is happy to. You cannot worship the supreme pure with a pure heart, pure mind. Therefore, in our dealings also, if you are impure, if you are dishonest, then coming in front of the Lord is not happy. Seven is loyalty. Loyalty, master whom you are serving. Sometimes it happens that you are serving some deity. You go to someone else's home and you see in their home Radha Krishna, or you see a more beautiful form. And you kind of think, Kaj, मैंने ये विग्रह लिया हो, काश मैंने wish I have had these people. मेरे घर के deities का और लड्डू गोपाल का नाम क्यों क्यों? कभी हमारे बच्चों के बारे में ये बच्ची मेरे पास क्योंकि हमारे बच्चे we love them, right? With all their faults, with all the whatever they are, we love. All for children, whatever our parents are, we love our parents. बच्चे कभी कभी शायद सोचेंगे कि वो माता पिता अच्छा नहीं अच्छा नहीं है. But one who has fed you, one who has sheltered you for years, they are your master. Others may inspire you, others may not impress you, but your shelter, your master is your conscience. So that loyalty to our particular deity will bring that relationship. This is not just for deities, it is also for humans. Sometimes the wife is thinking about the husband, or the lover is thinking about another lover. The devotee is thinking, अरे ये क्यों इसके साथ क्यों बात कर रहा हूँ? काश कोई और मिलता था. But whoever is has put in front, now give your full 100%. So that loyalty is a very important factor. And I got this, from Akul, from one of the episodes that in story that once they were in London and Gaurav were also there. There was DT welcome and Radha Krishna was welcome. And then they were talking with Maharaj. Maharaj, these DTs are so beautiful. And then Maharaj said, but for me, the most beautiful are Radha Gopi. So that loyalty, that if you have given your heart to someone, that heart stays there. Of course, everyone is the same. That your same Gaudita is manifesting in Radha Mother Mohan. Radha Mother Mohan and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are not different. The same Lord is there, is manifesting. They are not different. So we may see that your sweet Lord in so many other forms, but your loyalty, your treaty is what builds that relationship. That's why the Goswamis, each one, we say, Jayo Radha Govinda Radhe Idaru Goswami Pranadhare. That his life was Radha Govinda. Does it mean he hated Radha Madan Mohan or Radha Gopinath? No. That he, with his heart, he worshipped the deities. So these are the 7 principles of deity worship. The 8 benefits we get from deity worship. Principles से ज़्यादा benefits होना चाहिए. ये दुनिया में before and what you get is important. Benefit is Shuddhata. That the more you worship, the more you are purified. Your heart is purified of selfishness, because now the Lord is the center. You are not the center, and you also try to make your home better. कि उनका पट बोलने से पहले साफ होना चाहिए. All this. So Shuddhata is the first. That when deities come, then naturally cleanliness becomes a very important aspect, both for our heart and for uh, homes. Second is ekta, is unity. That deities bring the family together. Eh, because of the deities being the center, then everybody is thinking what will please them. So a lot of unity comes. Therefore, the family that prays together stays together. The family that serves together smiles together. A family that dines together shines together. A family that dances together advances. So the children are worshipping, or the mother is making, the child is offering. So there is a lot of coordination. Because deity worship एक से नहीं होगा. So it blends in beyond your selfish interest. It blends in. So that brings you ekta. So Shuddhata, then ekta. Then third, which is similar to Shuddhata, but it's called Swachhata, which is external cleanliness. So Shuddhata is internal cleanliness, Swachhata is external cleanliness. Fourth is Sammanata, that you start respecting not them as individuals, but them as judges of the lordships. So एक दूसरे के प्रति सम्मान भी बढ़ जाता है. When we have Krishna as a center, and when they are, like many times when I meet some brahmachari in the temple, that in my dealings, I may not develop much respect. But when I see his service, that how much seva he is doing, that seva, brings respect. So in devotional circles, it is the service that brings respect among each other. So Sammanata also brings. Otherwise, there is no scope for respecting. Respecting maybe because of accolades. कि मैंने ये कमाया है, मैंने ये डिग्री किया है. Fifth benefit that we is akarsha, that we become attracted. That more and more in our consciousness, Krishna starts to, Gauranga starts to come in. So we start to get attracted to the Lord. The more we serve Him, the more we serve Him. Sixth is Vairagya, detachment. And that comes more and more because earlier बनाते बनाते ही शायद खा लेते थे, किचन में जाके खा लेते तो भूख लगता है. और उनके लिए so you have to have which is detachment in practice, that no, this is not for me, this is for Krishna, this is for God in that. So this garland or this house is not for me, ये उनका है, ये मेरा नहीं. So otherwise somebody can become attached to where he's living with his mind, although this is, I have got this, but it is them who are the real masters. Yes, Swami, many. So because of deities, something that is so difficult, के जो आप सीखना पड़ता है वो जोड़ के हो जाए. भगवान को जोड़ के मिलता है, वो जोड़ के मिलता है. Just seven is stability, because they are supposed to be worshipped in a punctual way. Then because of their routine, you set your routine. I have to offer the Mangalarti at 6 o'clock. So I have to get up at 5 o'clock. So lot of stability comes in our life because of deity worship. Eighth benefit is dakshata. Is we learn lot of life skills because of deity service. Because of deity service, so many of us learn life skills because many of the husbands, when But ladies can't cook. Abhi DTs hai, so they have to cook. They may go out and bring. So cooking they start to learn. Dressing they start to learn. Cleaning they start to learn. All children also. Children also start to learn. So lot of some internal qualities, samskaras of care and being mindful, along with external skills, dakshata. That also comes. Of course, one devotee says, ISKCON में आने के बाद left hand का दक्षता बढ़ जाता है because right hand is busy in feedback. You have to use the left hand more than otherwise. And he said कि ये वो जो एक उंगली बाहर है ना उसका भी दक्षता बहुत बढ़ जाता है. इसलिए वो एक हाथ से बहुत kind of dakshata. So 7 perks, 7 principles, 8 perks or benefits. Now the bitter medicine. 8 pitfalls, 5 pitfalls, 5 things we should be careful with this and with this prasad also. With this we should 5 things we should be careful. First is negligence in spite of ability. That sometimes you are sick and you are not able to do that. Understand? But if you willingly neglect to serve them nicely, it's considered as an offense. Second is disrespect. Disrespecting them, disrespecting any devotee in front of them is an offense. How do you disrespect the deities? Example, deities को कैसे disrespect करेंगे?
Negligence.
Negligence तो हो गया.
While cleaning, if we just put them aside or move them,
Not giving importance.
We take them casual.
rough handling.
If somebody comes a little late, we will say, "Arey, wo to aisa hi hai." And if they are coming, it's less. We say,
Disrespect is not understanding their position as a supreme and worshipping them as another demigod. इतने सारे देवता है मेरे ऑल्टर में और एक इस्कॉन वालों को प्लीज करने के लिए क्या मुझे कृष्ण अच्छा लगा. To not understand the position of the Lord. That's why even if you have devatas, you put Krishna a little above in the altar. Even if you tend to worship and have respect for them, that's okay. But say at the same level you should not. So that's an offense. Second offense. You consider the names of devatas and Krishna as same. Same way, you consider the vigraha of Krishna and other devatas as same. Third is impurity. That you are impure and knowing that this is impure, you are still offering. Something is already eaten. You are offering or you are not pure. And you are offering. Fourth is not being determined to serve. Lack of determination. एक बार commitment ले लिया, you should stick by that commitment. Therefore, we don't recommend DT worship to everyone. That it takes lot of commitment, determination. 21 years might not be easy, no? Day in, day out to do that. But knowing the principles, being fully determined, no. Like Madhav is fully determined that I want to serve God. No matter how much difficulties it will be, I will bring Chandan for him. So that determination pleases him and lack of determination eventually. Fifth, last one is pride. मैं कर रहा हूँ, मैंने ऐसा मांगा हूँ, क्या आज मैंने चमका है भगवान, बोलने तक वो चमक रहे हैं, उसने चमका है. Like conversion, like fire. So having some pride in our expertise, and kind of looking out on others. That having that humility, Krishna, this is an opportunity which I don't deserve. By the mercy of my spiritual master, I have got this chance to serve you. And this should also be in our other practice. All these principles are also for other practice. We are chanting. All these are also. You're not now if you're proud of your chanting. पर मैं hostel preaching में जाता था तो एक लड़का है जो मेन इम्पोर्टेंट करता है इससे प्रभु जी ये हॉस्टल में सब गए मैं एक ही हूँ तो माला करता हूँ बाकी सब कोई नहीं करता माला तो कितना माला करता हूँ दो माला so anything small when we do for Krishna if we pay say 10,000 rupees in a month we don't announce or we don't feel but if we give 10,000 rupees donation somewhere some dating some place we feel so proud छोटा भी करते हैं ना pride आ जाता है लोगों को you should be careful that Krishna is everything is Krishna's he has given you this chance आप ही का है आपको like Ganga water we take and we offer back to Ganga so everything is Krishna's everything is Gaudita's this opportunity and then we offer that to that so these are 5 pitfalls that we should be careful in keeping. So I rest here and see if any devotees want to speak about your anything about your journey, 21 years of devotion, how it has been.
Can you please summarize, bro? And then just 2 minutes.
This thing or the whole class.
No, just please. The devotion.
So 7 principles. किसको याद है पहला principle?
Gravity.
तो
याद है ना? है? Safety. सब तो लिखा है. मत सुमन.
Like sometimes you see these pandas, they go with gold and it's not showiness. Some it may be showiness. Instead, when we Gopis used to go to Krishna, used to go in the most
Present.
day possible. So beauty. Fifth,
Gaiety. Gaiety.
being joyful.
Joyful.
When we serve. Sixth, cleanliness, beauty. 7, loyalty. Loyalty might have been a bouncer for you, many of you, but this is a lot of stories are there on this. And what are the benefits? 8 benefits. First, second, ekta. Third, chita. Fourth, sammanata. Fifth, akarshan. Sixth, vedanta. Seventh, tirtha. 8, because for the deities, whatever skill you want to acquire, you will not become overwhelmed by them. Like Prabhupada, he engaged many disciples in painting service. So they became expert. But because they are doing it to please Prabhupada, their expertise never, went into their heads. Jadurani Mataji, she is still painting so many paintings. So that Daksha, so we should become more and more expert in serving. भगवान के सेवा में ऐसा नहीं कि मैं हारमोनियम सीखने सीखूंगा बट if you have that ability, learn, do it as better as possible. But Krishna likes Dakshata. See in the Mangalarti. Tastraj Daksha Adivallabhastya. Vande Gurutri Charanaravinda. That when we offer our expertise, then Krishna becomes Adivallabha. become very free. The usual tendency is बाहर की दुनिया में हम एक्सपर्ट बनना बिकॉज उससे ज्यादा बेटर जॉब थिंग्स मिलेगा. But in our devotional practices, whether it be chanting, whether it be dressing or cooking, try to become expert, better it. So this is important. And the pitfalls is negligence, disrespect,
Not
is pride. And these pitfalls, we should be careful that the Lord is beautifully worshipped. And in our scriptures, the example of Raghunath, not Raghunath Bhatta, Raghunath
Yes.
Datta, Raghunath Datta, Mukunda Datta's son, was offering to Gopinath deity the laddu. And Krishna was so overwhelmed by his simplicity that he accepted that laddu. Because first he accepted the whole bhoga and then he accepted. And Jagannath also is like that. He has so many pastimes. Just in this Snan Yatra, there was one devotee called as Gajananda Mishra. And this Gajananda Mishra, he was searching for Param Brahma. I want to see Param Brahma. And according to him, that अगर किसी ने परम ब्रह्म को देख लिया तो परम धाम जाएगा. So somebody told him, go to Jagannath, he is Param Brahma. And then he said, how can Jagannath be Param Brahma? Because I see many people are going inside and many people are coming outside. If Jagannath is really Param Brahma, only
people should go.
डायरेक्ट उधर जाना है, बाहर नहीं आना है. Dayanand Mishra, he had this thought that why should I go? And therefore he was not going. He wanted to see, but he only wanted to see Param Brahma. I don't want to see anyone else. So then Jagannath ji, he sends one of his devotees. भाई उसको जाके समझाओ कि ऐसा इतना विजुअल नहीं है भक्ति. आज गए और उड़ गए. एक बार में नहीं होता है. Like in Hindi we say, आज भक्ति कल चक्रवर्ती. सिपाही है, वो आज ज्वाइन हो गया और सोच रहा है कि कल मुझे मिलना चाहिए रिवॉर्ड्स, अशोक वीर चक्र, ऑल दिस. ऐसा नहीं होता है. So he went and explained to him that the more and more you take darshan of the Lord, you get purified. And Jagannath ji, when he becomes imprinted in your consciousness, then you go back to God, the child of life. When he understood that, then he had another kind of doubt or kind of difficulty. He said that I am very attached to Ganesh. So if Parabrahma appears to me in any other form, then I'll be disappointed. So तुम जाओ पहले, इतना सब अभी खाया नहीं है और बोल रही है ऐसा ऐसा. You go and see first Jagannath. And when Gajananda Mishra went to see Jagannath, he saw Jagannath as an elephant, not as dog without hands, without legs, but as the Ganapati Rupa. And when he saw Jagannath and Balram as this as the form of Ganapati, that's telling that all Aham Adevi Devana, Krishna says in the Gita, that I am the source of all the devatas. All the forms come from me. Aham Sarvasya Prabhu. So when he saw Jagannath in this form, he became sold out that I accept now he is my Lord. That he, no. So therefore, during Snani Yatra, it is a custom that the Jagannath and Baldeva were dressed in Gajavish as Hathi. Another significant thing about Snani Yatra, now that yoga is happening, we have some time. Is that it's the appearance of Lord Jagannath. जगन्नाथ जी उस दिन उनके उस स्वरूप में प्रकट हुए वामन रूप वामनम वामनम दृष्ट्वा पुनर्जन्मन विद्यते श्लोका in Padma Puran says that on Ratha whoever sees the Vamana form of the Lord he will not take another birth. Now Ratha is coming. यहाँ पे भी है some years back I had come here. So whoever sees the Lord Vaman Rupa, Jagannath ji is what Rupa? Vaman Rupa, dwarf form. Dwarf form is not fully developed, as if not fully developed, the hands and legs. And you all know that story. So this form was prayed by Indradumna Maharaj and Gundicha Devi that they wanted to see Parabrahma, to see the Lord, and that time there were no deities available. In Treta Yuga, deity worship was not the main. Treta Yuga, what was the main process?
Sacrifice.
तृतीय अध्याय तो विष्णु त्रेतायाम येनो मुटे द्वापरे परिचर्यायां कलौ संहरि कीर्तन. So in Treta Yuga, the Hindu Maharaj existed and he was looking for deity. There was no deity. Because there was one in Brahmaji had given to Ikshwa, Sri Ranganath. But Hindu Maharaj was searching, may not be the same time frame. He was searching. Ultimately, Neil Madhav, no, he got to know about Neil Madhav. He disappeared. By the time he went, he was so distraught. The Lord said, I'll appear in the wood form. And when he appeared, he brought him to the Sundarachal, to his palace, which is now Gundicha Mandir, it was his palace. So he brought him there and he had them get carved. They were not getting carved. Every carpenter, the chisel was breaking. Finally, this old man came and in, in the mid, he kind of disappeared when he opened and he was very morose. ये क्या हो गया आधा अदृष्ट हो गया. And it is an offense in the deity worship. If the Lord is not fully formed to worship, it is an offense. Now many of you also be doing Ganapati, Ganapati Chaturthi, Ganesh Chaturthi. If you do, get the Ganapati which is fully formed, not which is hollow inside. वो पूरा विग्रह होगा तो पूरा बनना है, either temporary or permanent deity. It should be full. Most deities that they said of Ganapati are all hollow inside. Dikava, अंदर खोखला. That's not proper. Even if you get a mud deity, get it full. So our deity is not proper. So how? So then Aradhuni came in. This is not our deity. This is Mahapul deity, Mahabhav deity. Jagannath ji, Mahabhav is in such a ecstasy that all his limbs are gone inside. So then, as when they built this Nilachal temple, Shriji temple, and one day Lord Jagannath was so happy with Hindu Maharaj and Gundicha Devi that he asked them that I want to give you some boons. Please ask some boons. And Hindu Maharaj, he said, please grant me 3 boons. The first boon that Hindu Maharaj said is that let me not have any children. मुझे संतान मत दो. I heard that boon, he was quite, he didn't understand. ऐसा boon कौन मांगता है? भगवान के पास जाते हैं, धनम देहि, पुत्रम देहि, तब ये मांगते हैं. And when he was asking that Gundicha Devi was having tears in her eyes. She was crying. Because कभी-कभी पुरुषों को इतना शायद वात्सल्य नहीं रहेगा, फिर बच्चे नहीं चाहिए. आजकल लिंक है ना. Better not have kids. But mothers, no, she was crying. So Jagannath ji asked Hindu Maharaj, right? उनको पूछा क्या आपके को पूछा. And then Gundicha Devi said that I agree with my husband that we don't want children. And they also explained why they don't want children. Because they said that when we are going in the streets of Puri, many are pointing to us and saying, इनके कारण जगन्नाथ जी आए, इन्होंने जगन्नाथ जी का मंदिर बनाया. And when we are hearing that we have made a temple for you, we don't want this name. ये नाम हमको नहीं चाहिए, because हमारी भक्ति से नहीं, आपके कृपा से आप आए, हमारे कारण आप नहीं आए. आपके कृपा बिना कोई कारण के जो कृपा है, causes mercy, उसके कारण आप आए. Therefore, we don't want this. And at least we understand that, but later generations they may claim this title and they may take proprietorship over your seva, even if they are not worshipping you properly. ये हमारा पिताजी का है, हमारे पुस्तों का है. Therefore, I don't want your worship to never get compromised. And for your worship to never get compromised, please we'll make a document called as Nilate Maholay, and in that we'll document how the worship should be done, and the king will only be overseeing the worship, he will not be the in charge. That way, they asked, but seeing Bhunicha Devi's tears, he said, you may not have any physical children, but I will become your child. मैं आपका बेटा बनूं. And आज से you are my mother and father. And just like a child, when he is little, he stays with parents, but once he grows up, he goes here and there for his work or for it. So once Jagannath ji has shifted to Dwarka, now Gundicha Devi is like Yashoda. And Krishna has three mothers, Devaki, Yashoda, and Jagannath ji has one extra Gundicha Devi. And once a year, parents like when their children come and stay with them. So Jagannath ji, for 10 days, he goes and stays with his parents in the man Gundicha. He goes and stays in Vrindavan with Nanda and Yashoda. So Jagannath ji, he does the entire Bhagyantara, this entire thing, just to reciprocate with the Vatsalya of Gundicha ji. That my mother, has done such a sacrifice that no other children, therefore let me go and be with them. And if you want to go to your mother, then you have to go not in very atta katta way. Because Jagannath ji, the second boon that he was asked, Hindu Maharaj had asked that, आपका हाथ कभी गीला
दुखना नहीं चाहिए.
be wet. You should always be having prasad. Bhoga, so that all your devotees can get. Third boon is that your temple should never be closed. हमेशा दर्शन मिलना चाहिए. So रात को देवता दर्शन करते हैं और दिन में even Jagannath ji closes at 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and he wakes up at 3 o'clock, like that. And in the 2 hours, devatas come and worship. So Jagannath ji always darshan and always prasad. So if he goes in a very stout way, then mother still says, पतला है ये. प्लान कि जाने से पहले थोड़ा तपस्या करके जाओ। कि जब माँ देखेगी, गुंडीचा माँ देखेगी कि मैं पतला होके आया हूँ, तो उनका वात्सल्य और बढ़ेगा. She'll be more pleased to serve me. And because of that, he does the Snana Yatra and resolve fever episode. Just to please Gundicha, just to increase the Vatsalya of Gundicha. It is said that when a husband is coming from outside, if he comes in a very happy mood, the wife becomes little unsettled. उदास दिखता है. घर के अंदर आके थोड़ा उदास समाज. चल अरे वाह. तो उसका जो इंस्पिरेशन बढ़ता है, ठीक है, इसका मैं थोड़ा सहायता कर. So like that, Jagannath ji wanted to increase the Vatsalya of Gundicha Devi. And he also wanted to get used to simple food. Vrindavan is about simple food. Rajbhog में राजा के जैसा मिलता है. But Vrindavan, if you go, what do they offer? Radha Raman, what do they offer? If you see ISKCON temples, पनीर ये सब उधर मिलता है. पनीर राधा को राधा को नहीं. They get simple. सब सब्जी, आलू का सब्जी. Any of you eaten राधा रमन का भोग या राधा वल्लभ all these temples? It's not very Vrindavan style, simple. Although of course Prabhupada wanted to offer grandly, that's also accepted by Krishna. But so he wanted to get, because suddenly जाएंगे उधर, then also is an issue. So for Rath Yatra is preparing his body and his appetite and his lifestyle by dressing simply, not heavy ornaments and no sonar waves, etc. So that when he goes to his mother, he can, from day one, 10 days, he can do full justice to her love. घोड़ा पहाड़ निकला ममता. Mamta that Jagannath ji has for his mother, Gundicha, is one of the reasons that some of the devotees explain. And the reason why whole Snan Yantra and Sat Yatra happens. To reciprocate with Gundicha, there is sacrifice of not wanting to have any children, so that his seva can go on. That is the extent that devotees serve Jagannath, serve the deities. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra ki Sai ki ki Srila Prabhupada ki conveys go.
Yeah.
Jai. So almost we heard 2 hours.
2 घंटा.
Okay. Right? Did anybody felt that we had 2 hours? Just I feel like that. Yeah?
Yes.
And I probably as I just shared 1 or 2 times with our disease.
Yes.
Haribol.
Yes.
Actually, I this occasion because Rafi has pointed so many points, right? Many of them, not aware. Some of them aware, but didn't pay attention. Like the 8, 4, pitfalls, all those things, right? Many of them here, were missing. Most of the time, the degree says very casual. Because whenever you want, we feel there. Actually, I have to hear that. Luckily, we got recorded the lecture. Make sure that I have to follow some rules. You said one important thing. Suppose somebody comes sitting here, how will be? What is our attitude? What will be? But he is an unreal इसके ऊपर है हम क्या कर रहे हैं और we dealing with them just because they are depending on us whatever they like whenever they want yeah, yeah. So many things wrong actually when I'm giving lecture so this is the reason why it has happened this is the reason it has come because he is telling because he cannot tell directly because he is telling the people that's what I was thinking okay so many questions are there. I cannot share some of them. But one important thing, since last 21 years, they have been worshipping them. They are accepting, they are tolerating us, they are giving us the strength. They are making us promises. We are in the initial days of, our 2005 installed them, 2006 and 2007, we were needed, right? That time on March came from Detroit. She was just out, she also started her Krishna consciousness. So, my business trip from Detroit to New Jersey, and when she came, her back pain, she got back pain, and she couldn't move. She came on a business trip. She has to go to attend to so many business meetings. Right? So, we just installed just 2 years. Kids are there. She came and she prayed to them. I have to attend this business meeting. I came for the purpose. If I don't attend the meeting, what's the point? No? My job in trouble, right? So she prayed sincerely and but what she said is as soon as you get into the car, our back pain has gone. Struggling to get into the car. But as soon as they approach the car, so in the afternoon, she didn't tell that. Afternoon she came back. In the evening she came back. When she came back, she came with so many fruits, these, that, so many items she brought. And as soon as she comes, she started cooking and she's doing so much. I think, what is happening? She just came out. Prepared. She cannot do. She's cooking. She's doing something. What happened today? What happened? So going and prayed to them, and my backpack is gone. So I could see the reciprocation. So that's why out of gratitude, I want to. So that's the first realization. We didn't have any realization. Worshipping for almost 2 years, but they now we didn't have any realization, but she had got the realization. But really, we don't have the heart to see them. Recent, very recent, maybe 1 month, 2 months back, went to Waraka, near my car. Okay. Generally, when we go out, we generally it's casual. That has become a habit now. When we go out, then we pay obeisance and we go. But that day, I prayed so much. I don't know why I prayed. Right? Extra time. Oh, Krishna, please, please make sure that we go safely and we come back safely. I prayed. That day, we were about to purchase at 100 kilometers per hour. We were about to take a stop bus on the main road. Almost, I thought it's gone. Somehow, miracle happened. Somehow, like this, and there is no space. Just squeezed in. Okay, car stopped. And there okay, this is the reason. Right? So, many steps. More than me, my wife worships them. I occasionally, but she is constantly, continuously. She worships every. She has got more relation, more connection than me. So I do this, kind of classes. I take an excuse. I have a class which I have to prepare so that she will do. She has to do the worship. I started. I got attachment. She got so much attachment. So much. I am also getting so much attachment. So somehow, since the last 6, 29, 4, 5 years, right? Not doing anything, out of job, right? Whenever I get that doubt, I have to work right now. What's going to happen? Confidence, but it's the confidence that yeah, yeah, right? Distance. In the meantime, also, so many times, job loss, so many things happen, so many troubles, participants, something comes, small or big, go to them, pray to them, things will become normal. But the little faith is, keeping us recently, very recently, Shashank Prabhu has installed activities in his house. He heard the lecture, definitely it will be useful for him. The next is getting ready to invite John time into their house. Like slowly we are looking at each other. So for the Grihastha, deities are very, very important. Discussion Prabhupada mentioned that. Every Grihastha should have deities at home. Why? Because otherwise, generally, the Grihastha tendency is I am the boss of the house. I am taking care of the family. But when the deities are there, no, not me. Yeah, I can understand. Okay. Hare Krishna. So without any delay, so we have 5-10 minutes to Vishwabhishekam and then we go for Vishal. Okay. Anybody else any questions? Actually, I forgot. Any question? I don't know.
Person they later know.
Yes.
Okay. तो थोड़ा सेटल पॉइंट है. ठीक है. So it when we have a particular dating and we have a relationship, that relationship we don't undermine for some other और कोई भगवान शायद अच्छे रहेंगे ऐसा बाबा और कोई भी भगवान अगर लेके आ गए यही उस रूप में आ रहे हैं और इनके प्रति हमारा समर्पण है वो बचे रहे. And then the most devotees have Laddu Gopal and then they will bring Jagannath. But Jagannath and Laddu Gopal are not competitors or not replacers. Jagannath, Laddu Gopal is only manifesting his Jagannath Swarupa, so I can worship him in this way. But this is the same Jagannath. So I see Jagannath in Laddu Gopal and Laddu Gopal in Jagannath. But when we have that kind of shifting mindset or something is better, then it is lack of loyalty. That is a disservice.
Let us thank Prabhuji one more time. Loudly chanting Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
The books, as I explained earlier. Again, once again, many people came late, right? So Prabhuji has books. So right, if you are in Krishna consciousness, if you want to understand Bhagavad Gita, read that. I don't know what is the price. Whatever the price could be, please. Read it.
400.
400. No problem. Take the book and read. It's very, whether you might understand so much, but once you read that book, your concept of Bhagavad Gita will change. Understanding of Bhagavad Gita will change. such a wonderful book,
क्या होता है ना
and you decide it.
इनवर्स way.
Still going on. Okay, if that will be going, Abhishek will be going,
Correct.
Abhishek will be going. So we have complete, and they can come from Prashadam. Okay.
ఇక్కడ ఉంటా బ్రిటిష్ ముందు
Sometimes we don't then say only one word. When it is one is enough, it's not the same. You can do three things that is okay, but we are recommended. Charlie, bad. She's great.
వాళ్ళిద్దరిని చేయమనండి.
అంతకి మీరేంటి మీరేంటి
महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नाम ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे स्वल्पपुण्यं व्रतप्राप्तये जय दिवासी आगे झटक कटे ना तारे कृष्ण अपना दालन दिलो बाहे नाम पाओ श्री राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ देवी का पुरुष निताय जय निताय हरे कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 राम की जय